Clobberin time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Clobberanimo!
Well, 2023. Did you have to make that big of an entrance, 2023? What a weird day out there. But hey, welcome clobberers and clobberanimos and clobberoids and clobberettes and all of you out there. Good to see you, my friends. No particular show notes other than it's a full slate of shows this week, including Saturday Night Star Trek this week, of course. Just a weird day and a weird night. So I guess I'll say my hellos, and then I'll just start talking to me. Where do you start? It was a weird year. I don't know. 2022 was nowhere worse than anything else. I guess I've had plenty of crazier years. So what can you do? But 2023 already started out kind of strange today, and if you count yesterday as well. I mean, anyway. Good to see you, buddies. Hello, my friends. I'll shout out as always. Whether they're here or not, I'll shout our wrenches out. Start out right. Let's start the year out as close to right as possible here on Monday night. Mark C. Comics Talk. It is Clobberin Times 494, 1,000. That's on YouTube, of course. 1,194 overall. And big shout out to our great friends who are wrenches. Whether they're here or not, we'll do the shout outs and just so we'll have them shouted out and shown and our pictures here. Eric K., the great bronze wrencher. Always a pleasure, my friend. I hope you're here tonight. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. The great Chris Persia, the vindicated wrench of the North. The wrench of Iron as in D-Bud Iron Martin. And I think, hey, Lord Thought this here tonight. You get to shout out whether you're here or not, but I did see that you were here tonight. And I can't see the chat right now, of course. I will in a minute once I do these shout outs. The wrench shout outs. Avon lives and long live the Legion, buddy. J-Man the wrench without fear, my good friend. We got to review comics again soon. Hungry Boy, the wrench, not only the official artist of Clobberin Times and Science Fiction Tales by R.M. Briggs, but the Cloboni Master. Phantom Outsider was a man. Now he's a ghost. Super Wrench, Kal-El, my friend, thank you. And of course, Thor in Vegas, the great Patty's daddy. Let me see who is with us here in the chat. Wagner, hello there, my friend. Good to see you. Larry, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, sir. Michael Carney, hey, greetings to yourself there. Brian Hepburn, hope you all had fantastic holidays. Now we're back to the grind. It's always a bummer to get back to the grind. Michelle O'Rourke Johansson says, hey, all, this is Devlin. I presume it means your husband there. I wanted to update you all. My wife gave birth to our son yesterday. Both my son and my wife are healthy. My wife made it through giving birth. She is recovering nicely. Well, that is a wonderful thing to hear. Michelle O'Rourke Johansson in Devlin, congratulations to you and yours. What a great way to start out the new year. I wish you much health and big love from your friends at Clobberin Times. Thank you so much for keeping us updated. Thank you for that update. It is appreciated. So all the love to you. And to give Michelle our love. Please give her the love from Clobby and the gang and the friends in the chat. Absolutely. We're very happy to hear that. Congratulations. Let's see here. Minimusness is here. Let's see here. Who else? Hang on a second. Get all the hellos done here. I think I got everybody. Oh, Jax Mama. Hello, Jax Mama. Happy New Year to you, my dear. Hope you had a great holidays and Christmas and New Year's, and it is lovely to see you. I hope you're all doing well. Hope the whole family is doing great. Weird day for YouTubers and a weird night for the football fans in the country. Actually, two football. It's no, I don't want to start. I hate to start on a downer, but you can't just not mention it. There's a fellow YouTuber, a friend, a person who was a friend of a lot of people here. I did not know him personally. Uche was very well known in our circles or the circles. I don't know if I could say they're our circles or not. I didn't know him personally. I knew of him. I'd seen his channel. He's gone on the channel of many of my friends. He has a YouTube page. He played football for the Jacksonville Jaguars years ago, and the observant lineman, I believe was the name of his channel, or one of the names, and he was friends with a lot of people, the Geeks and Gamers crew, Gary with Nerdrotic, and a lot of folks over there. I know he was I never knew him personally, never met him or anything, but I saw him on a lot of videos with a lot of people. And but again, I know we didn't agree on stuff like Snyder or different things like that. Hello, Polymies Minion and Pupperoni. Hope you and the puppy are doing good. Hope you're getting a good start to your year. But the gentleman, unfortunately, Uche. Yeah, I saw that about Jeremy Renner. That's also. Yeah, Eric K., I see that as well. I was about to get there. I was getting to that as well. Uche, someone who's known to a lot of our friends here, and I'm friends with a lot of people who knew him. We didn't know each other personally, but we have a lot of mutual friends, who was very well loved by the Geeks and Gamers crew and all that stuff. Unfortunately, passed away on the December 30th. It was the news came out today. I turned it on to Midnight's Edge. Our good friends Andre and Tom and we're over there doing a show and Script Doctor and they were doing a show over there, and the news came up. It hit Tom broadside. He did not know about it. Hey, Stunt Brat, good to see you. And Tom took it rough. Of course, apparently Tom knew him. Tom is a buddy of mine, and he had a lot of my friends knew him. I did not know him personally, but very sad news. So, Uche, from my mutual friends of friends, rest in peace, sir. Everyone knew him, didn't. And this is one thing, and this is always, I think, a telling thing that you're dealing with a genuine good person is when people who didn't agree with him on things still say, "Hey, I didn't agree with him. We argued and stuff, but we also had a good time, and he was a good guy, and he did seem like a good guy. I didn't know him. I watched him at a lot of the arguments he would have with people, and always found him amusing. He always seemed like a nice fellow. 38 years old, yes, tragic, former NFL player, big time geek and gamer, and just from Clobberin times, for what it's worth. Rest in peace, Uche. It's horrible. And then, yes, let's all hope Jeremy Renner gets better. He's still in a critical condition, I understand, from his snow machine accident. And tonight, the Cincinnati Bengals and Buffalo Bills were playing, and in the first quarter, the young man, one of the cornerbacks, Damar Hamlin, for the Buffalo Bills, made a hit and then collapsed, and they have canceled the game. They will not be playing the rest of the game. Another football player. So right now, no one knows. He's in critical condition at a hospital in Cincinnati, apparently. And the NFL has canceled the rest of the game. And yes, Larry, my LSU Tigers were played Purdue today, and Purdue had a player carted off late in that game. And Michael Carney says, I had many arguments with Uche, but also respected his opinion and standing his ground. Yep, I heard nothing but, always have heard nothing but positive things about him from his friends. Uche took Jeremy and Ryan to a Purdue game. Wow, yeah. Purdue, of course, Drew Brees' school. Just horrible. What a rotten day, this day to get started. Second day out of the end of the year. And, of course, Uche had passed on the 30th from what we're told, what I saw in that chat. And just horrible. I mean, again, 38 years old, way, way younger than me. It just shows you never know. 2 decades younger than me, and there he is. Just, I mean, no one. I don't know if it's been. It's none of my business anyway. I don't know why it happened, but why it happened, or I mean, excuse me, as far as cause is irrelevant. It's sick and sad. So I'm so sorry about that for all you who did know him, and for his friends and family. So sorry, and sorry for the young man who collapsed out there. Let's hope that he makes a recovery. Damar Hamlin, let's hope that he pulls through. Real Wade Nation, hello there. Good to see you. And the Rocky Mountains are definitely younger than me, Eric K., that's for sure. I happen to know people older than me, though. There are a few, and even in this chat. Just saying. But it is brutal. It's a damn shame. Yeah. Like I said, even though I did not know Uche, but I knew a lot of people that did, and and he loved this geek stuff. Hello, James Caserta. Good to see you there. And it's a shame. That's true, Michael Carney. I was. How did you know that? I was around when the Earth was. I was around. I'm still around. Round. We said round. So it's tough to do an uplifting, positive show after those kind of bad things happening, but you got to try. And actually, I don't have really much of a topic anyway tonight. No problem there, buddy. Larry, are you older than me too? Oh wow. On positive fronts, even though it's not comics related, it is channel related. Today is the 45th anniversary of one of my all-time favorite TV shows, Blake 7. The way back, the very first episode of one of my top 3 or 4 all-time favorite TV shows, which I have reviewed. I've ranked them all. JD Lewis, good to see you, my friend. So, 45 years ago, the great show Blake 7 launched with the episode The Way Back. The only episode that doesn't have Avon in it. And I do love it. I just watched it before we came on the show. I had to commemorate it somehow. Anyway, I love this show. I've watched it over and over and over again. Every year I watch all of it. And since I think I became a fan around 87 or something like that, 86, 87. And I've watched it over and over and over again ever since then. And always will. So I'm thankful for that at least. 45 years ago today. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Yep. And we've lost so many people from this show. Of course, recently we've lost the proper Travis. The last week, Stephen Grief. Unfortunately, just a couple of weeks ago, we lost the great Chris Boucher. Hugs to you, Stunt Brat. It's good to see you, my dear. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and New Year's. And so, yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, all you could do is try to make life go on, you know. So far, we've been lucky with Blake 7. It's only the only attempt at a remake has been a crappy Big Finish thing, and it didn't catch on. They did one. And yeah, so and there won't be, it's not popular enough. I just wish they would do a Blu-ray set, which they have not done, by the way. Cam's Crash Courses. Hey there. What's up, Cams? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. So nevertheless, tonight, of course, is for Comics Talk. So I should probably get a comics picture background. So, man, how do you get started with all that bummer stuff to start out with? But you got to start out. You got to get it, you know. Let's see. You got to get it out of the way because it's important that it happened. And, man, such a shame. What a way to start the year for any family. I just can't even imagine it. And I mean, I guess it's going to happen to all of us at some point, something like that, where it's just, so it's very difficult to imagine. Sorry, I'm looking for a picture of that will do, I guess. That one will do. I'm gonna basically I wanted to talk about basically kind of bounce topics up for future comic topic shows, you know, Mark C. Comics Talk. Comic shows, because I mean I got a lot of things planned, of course. Larry, this is an interesting question. Did the Wayback get you hooked on Blake 7? As a matter of fact, it made me not watch any more episodes for a while. Slutbrat said, thanks, Club. I'm losing losing so many of my friends and colleagues. I'm sorry to hear that, dear. That's not good. Time takes away from us. It does. I mean, it's just a shame. Damn shame. But no, Larry, after I watched, and everyone, we kept hearing a lot of hype about Blake 7 back in the mid 80s, and we were such Doctor Who fans, we would watch anything British. I remember watching The Way Back and thinking it was boring, and I like it now, but it was just all setup episode. And I never if I just hung around for Spacefall, I would have become a fan a couple of years sooner. My life would have been very different. But I didn't watch it after that. But some friends of mine did. They became fans. They even went to a con in New Orleans that had a couple of the stars of the show, but I didn't get to go because I just wasn't a fan at that time. Like an idiot. It's my most tragic geek story of all. And I say, I want to put that in geek context because it's not like, some of the tragic things that have happened today. It's just for a geek, and a fan of the show. And so later, because they were ranting and raving about how much fun they had at that con, I borrowed all the tapes that a buddy of mine had recorded, all 52 episodes, and it didn't take long for me to get hooked, and I fell in love with the show, and I've had that regret that I waited too long. And this was around 1986 or whatever. But since then, I just love it. Mike Carney says, being a Brit, I was forced to watch anything British and ended up falling in love with it. Well, excellent. I adore the show so much. And so I watched it so many times. It's kind of ridiculous. And so a few months back, I did a ranking I ranked all the episodes. And that was a lot of fun. But anyway, this is Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk. So let's put one foot in front of the other. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do this year for the comic. Rather than just coming in with no topic, it's too lazy. Tonight I don't have a topic because we're going to try to set some of them up. Reviews, of course. I'll have some double features because there'll be times when my buddy J-Man and I will review. We're going to really, really break into the wacky world of Bob Haney, Earth B. We're going to pay a lot of visits to Earth B. Stuntbrat says, Clobby, I lost Kelly Preston 2 years ago. Lost our mutual friend actress, Romy Wathall. Oh, my God. Windsor. This year, both in their 50s. Aww. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, I remember. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm familiar with the other ones there. Romy, Wathall, Windsor. But I, of course, has it only been 2 years since Kelly Preston? That's horrible. Larry says, can you tell us about Mark C. before he passed? Well, yes, Mark C. Mark Stephen Chure. I know I get in trouble for mentioning this all the time, but I can't help it. I'm going to get made fun of, but it's impossible. I mean, when I owned a comic shop in the late 80s, he was a young lad because he was a little bit younger than me. And he actually bought comics there from my shop. And then many years later, when we bumped into each other, he told me about it. I mean, because I bumped into a lot of people many, many years later who were all grown up, and I wouldn't recognize them. And we get into conversations to find out that they used to buy comics from me. Okay, Stunt Brad, I will look her up for sure. And I'm so sorry for your loss there. I probably would know if I saw her, I'm sure. Captain Infinity and Beyond. And so Larry, Mark C. and I, we kind of, became, acquainted again after, obviously when he became when he was an adult at this point, when I ran into him at the local comic shop and he was telling me how he bought comics from me when he was a kid, we discovered, and we just talked every now and then when we got a chance to bump into each other in the comic shop. And eventually we talked about him coming on a lot of times. I said he could come on and talk to me when I was doing my show over there at BTR. Oh, wow. Stunt Brat Godmother, huh? My goodness. And eventually, when I moved over to YouTube back in the summer of 2020, he started coming on and doing shows with me. And we've reviewed some comics. We've done lists. We've had debates. He's come on. We've talked about all kinds of other stuff. And we had all kinds of reviews and things planned. And so many things we wanted to do that unfortunately we'll never get to do because he was taken from us so sudden. It's really horrible. And again, nothing but bad news starting this year out, and but reliving that. But I know I don't mind answering this question since you didn't know. And unfortunately, by March of 2021, he passed. It's hard to believe we're approaching 2 years for that. Because he'd done so many shows with me in such a short span of time, because we had so many things planned we wanted to do. I just decided that the show shall forever be named after him. Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talks. I mean, just because it's just an honor of him because so many people knew him, respect him, and loved him, and so many people knew him as just as Mark C. I mean, I always knew him as Steven. I called him that, but I didn't even, he had a lot of friends here on the he had a lot of friends that he'd made on social media, on Doomcock's chat and Gary's chat and the chats of so many other ones, and on Twitter and stuff like that, and on Rob Brian Burnett's thing, and they all knew him as Mark C. Larry says, what was the main subject you guys could never agree on? That's easy. John Byrne's Superman. I hate what John Byrne did to Superman, his reboot of 1986. Mark, who was a bit younger, was never a Superman fan before that, but he loved Byrne. He was a huge John Byrne fan. Byrne was his favorite artist, and he loved it. And that's how we got to be friends, because we would bump into each other and talk a lot when we'd see each other. And I would say, well, come on my show. You come on the show sometime and talk to him about me. Talk it. And then every now and then when we would bump into each other again, I was sincere in the invite. But it's just, you got to, I said, well, look, call me, do it. And, it would, once in a while, we'd see each other and he would tease me and say, hey, how come you don't want to have me on your show? Like, oh, man, dude, no. I do want to have you on. You don't want to talk about it, do you? He would kid me and stuff. But eventually we made it happen. It took a while. For a couple of years, we were back and forth about it. And then we finally did it. Our first show, one of my first shows I did here on YouTube was Mark C. and myself discussing that very subject. The first show we did together was that. Sorry to hear that, J-Man. You said he was just reading some Byrne Superman today. Sorry to hear that, buddy. It did hit Eric K. It did hit everyone very hard indeed. Captain Finity says, today on eBay, I ordered Blake 7 on Blu-ray, but in reality, you see, Blake 7 is only available on DVD. That's correct. It is not available on Blu-ray, in spite of what a friend said the other night, unless you get like some Blu-ray. If you see it on Blu-ray on some sites, it is technically the Blu-ray format, but it's a bootleg that someone has transcribed illegally to Blu-ray. There's no official BBC license release of Blake 7 on Blu-ray. It does not exist. And you have J-Man, exactly. The second B7 comes to Blu-ray, I will own it. So, me too. Thing is, and I'll buy it even if it's going to be region 2, because they won't do region 1 here. So yeah. Anyway, that's the way it goes. Same here, though. Same here. J-Man, I would love to get Blake 7 on Blu-ray, but I'd settle for a good region 1 set. Because I got to get a region 2 player, if I want to get it on Blu-ray now, because it's not on region 1. But years ago, when they came out with the last Blu-ray set, there was some really nice copies. Region 2, the buddy of mine did rips of them, and I have those on. I have rips of them, copies. My copy of B7 isn't the best. I think it's VHS rips. I have all my old VHS. I have all of them on VHS also, and I do have. I bought some Region 2. I ordered a couple of single season sets from Region 2 and bought a Region 2 player many years ago, and they didn't play. Not all the disc would play. They were all kind of screwed up. It was a damn shame. Maddie's daddy said, I never met Mark in person, but we chatted about how we liked the toning down of Superman's powers, because blowing out a star with a lung and drinking the oceans was kind of dumb. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. It didn't happen that often. You could just ignore stuff like that. Toning down the powers doesn't impress me. There's nothing really imaginative about it. It had been done to him many times before. It's turning him into super yuppie that I hated. crapping all over his lore and all over the guys who worked on the character before that I hated. But I'm not going over to that. I mean, nice try, Steve. I'm not going back to that argument. Please, God, no, not in my condition tonight. But anyway, I hated what Byrne did to him, and it wasn't depowering him. You know, Byrne was not the first one to come up with that idea. It had been done a couple of times, and then they reneged on it. Yeah, there were old comics where he was very powerful. But hey, Stuart Mitchell. Stuart Mitchell. But yeah, so anyway, gonna review more I want to get more. Last year the big resolution was to review more comics, and we did do a lot of reviews. Could have done more. Could have done more though, but we did a pretty good bit. Let's see here. Okay, comics that we reviewed last year, just off the top of my head. And I should have damn it, I should have loaded like a list of them or something. Started out 2022 with my buddy Max Van Priestley. We reviewed the Alan Moore, Kurt Swan, George Perez classic, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, the official, non-official ending of My Beloved Superman that was based upon Golden, especially Silver and Bronze Age Superman that came out right before John Byrne's repoop. Before Byrne's repoop. Brilliant story by Alan Moore, a two-parter. We reviewed that. Let's see. The great Mark D with a C and I have reviewed a few comics. We reviewed the Extraordinary Marvel 2-in-1 Annual, number 7. Let me see. I'm trying to find. I should have loaded those pictures, man. Damn it. No. Anyway, we reviewed that Marvel 2-in-1 Annual. What else did we review? Oh yeah, of course two Brave and Bolds, two Zany Haney Earth Beat Brave and Bolds. Yes. We've reviewed the Wolverine miniseries by Frank Miller. That was, of course, the great Mark D with the C and the great Lord Thoth reviewed those. My buddy Nick Weiser and I reviewed a Daredevil Born Again. The great J-Man and I think we reviewed Kingdom Come. Mark and I reviewed Hercules Prince of Power. My great buddy Ace Cast Iron and I reviewed Superman Spider-Man Team Up, the original one. J-Man and I reviewed Batman the Hulk. Let's see here. What else did we do? Yes, again, J-Man and I we reviewed 2 issues of Brave and the Bold, Zany Haney, to be continued. We'll review some more. What else did we do? I think, man, if that's all I did, I got to step up the game. Damn it. Well, there are a few there, but I'm going to tell you right now which ones, the stuff that's going to get reviewed. This year for sure that I wanted to review last year. If anyone can, I got to think. I'm not sure what else I reviewed last year. Maybe there was some other ones. Dang it. See, I should have researched it better. Oh, there's an easy way to tell, though. Let's see. What am I thinking of? I can go look at, I can find out what I reviewed. I know how to find out what I reviewed. I'm just being a dummy. Right. Takes the time to load it up there, but all righty. Okay. What else did I review? Playlist. Okay. Clobby's Classic Comics Reviews. Damn it. Full playlist. There you go. All right. Okay. Now let me share. Hey, Donnie Pearson. Let's see here. Bop. All righty. Now we're talking. Oh. Glitchy. Wow, what is wrong with you? Sorry, everybody. I'm having some serious glitchiness going on. Hope you're still hearing me. All right. All right. Now let's see if it's working. Well, okay. All right. There we go. What the? Okay. So my reviews. The reviews are as follows. Did I see Donnie hop in there? Let's see. Sorry, buddy. I had to take my eye off the damn screen there. Hungry boy, what's up, buddy? Donnie Pearson, hey there. Dave. All right. See, I took my eye off for a second. All right, J man, take it easy, buddy. Thanks for being here. Bop. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Now, just want to make sure I didn't miss any of them. I reviewed, Max von Priestley and I reviewed, like I said, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. Then Mark D and the great Mark D with the C, Chief Engineer, and I reviewed the Marvel 2-1 Annual number 7. And then the great J-Man and I reviewed Kingdom Come. And then the great Nick Weiser, my buddy Nick Weiser, we reviewed Daredevil Born Again. And then the great Mark D with the C and the great Lord Thoth and I reviewed Wolverine. Then J-Man and I reviewed what did we review? Oh, Batman versus Hulk. And then Hercules, Prince of Power with the great Mark D with a C. It was sort of a review. Yeah, I did a review of with Purple Valkyrie. It wasn't a planned one, but I clipped this into a video where we reviewed one of the weirdest comics ever made, The Incredible Hulk, Feeding Billy, the strangest Hulk story ever, with the lovely Purple Valkyrie. That was a fun time. Oh yeah, and then much earlier than that, it was actually the year before, but it is a comics review. There are other comics reviews on here. Jack Kirby's entire run of the Eternals, all 20 issues, all 19 issues, sorry, with the great Mark D with a C, Nick Weiser, and J-Man and Decepticon, the great Sean. Of course, the great Mark C himself and I reviewed Justice by Alex Ross and Jim Kruger, whatever it was. And the great Mark C and I also reviewed the Fantastic Four: The Coming of Galactus. This was a couple of years ago. Back to last year, the great Ace Cast Iron and I reviewed. These are out of order for some reason. I got to fix the playlist. We reviewed the first Superman Spider-Man team up. The great Mark D with the C and I reviewed the classic Thing Hulk team up of The Big Change. That great J-Man and I reviewed. Let's see here. I'm off the screen, everybody. Hang on 1 second. All right. Reviewed Batman number was it 321? Yeah. Dreadful Birthday, Dear Joker. The great Mark D with the C and I reviewed This Monster, Fantastic Four number 51, the Jack Kirby FF Thing Classic. The great J-Man and I reviewed DC Comics Presents number 29 with Superman and the Spectre. That was a fun one. Then the aforementioned great J-Man and I reviewed the first foray into the wacky world of Bob Haney, Earth B. We reviewed Brave and the Bold number 124, I think it was. I think that's the number. Or, with Sergeant Rock. Then, of course, my great friend Carlos and I reviewed the Batman and Captain America team up. Back to then, J-Man and I again. We reviewed another Bob Haney classic. This one was for Christmas. It was Brave and the Bold 148, and that was with Batman and Plastic Man. Then I myself reviewed Superman Peace on Earth. I think I did that by myself. I can't remember. I thought I did. And then, of course, the lovely, wonderful Purple Valkyrie and I reviewed What the Number 10 Christmas Special, the Santa Doom. So that basically is about that. That is that, as they say. And I had to take my eyes off the screen, everybody. So I apologize. Let me see who else popped in while I've gone. Grim, Dark, and Fiercer. Hello there. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome to Clobberin Times. So that's basically a rundown of what we've reviewed so far. Now, if anyone, now I'm taking suggestions. I'm not going to promise that first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to run down, I'm going to name some things that I definitely want to review this year. But then I'm going to ask all of you for, if you have suggestions. Now, bear in mind, here's the criteria. I'm not going to say, oh, sure, I'll review that one. Oh, sure, I'll review that. That's not how it works. It's got to be, if I'm going to review it, it's got to be something that is something I know, have already read, and care about, and I'm a big fan of. Just because I don't want to do blind reviews. I want to make this about reviewing stuff that we love or have a big interest in, and no modern stuff or anything like that. Classics, basically. Larry, thank you for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate you. You're too kind, buddy. He says, a customer walks into your shop today wanting to start with a good run of Superman comics. What do you recommend to them? Price is no object. Depending upon what eras they like, I can name a few things. I might direct them towards the Sand Superman saga by John Byrne. Just kidding. No. Seriously though, Denny O'Neil and Kurt Swan and Murphy Anderson from the early 70s. I would also maybe talk to them about I give them some of the reprints of some of the Golden Age stuff. I mean, not Golden, some of the Silver Age stuff. Good run of Superman now. Good question. It's a good question because, frankly, yes, D-Bud, yes, absolutely. That's a good question, Larry. That would be the one I would name first. Hello there, Dead Man. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Trying to think. There are some other ones. Well, God bless you, Stunt Brat. Good to see you. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. There's some individual Superman stories here and there that I would definitely have to pull out, but I would need a little bit more thought to name a few of them. But I do have a few in mind for sure. I promise you, Larry. I wouldn't just stop at that one. But if I had to go off the cuff, I'd probably say that one, the Sand Superman Saga by O'Neill and Swanderson. Let's see here. From, of course, 1971. I'm going to name some. I'm going to name some comics that I wanted to review this year that will get reviewed. I mean, last year I wanted to review last year, didn't get to them. That I will get to this year. Watchmen will definitely happen this year. That's going to be reviewed by Carlos and myself. We're going to review that one. JLA Avengers is going to get reviewed. A whole lot more Earth B stuff, Bob Haney stuff. I'm going to try to do a Bob Haney a month. At least one Bob Haney book a month with the great J-Man. I want to do a classic Kirby FF every month. At least, not every month. At least one or two of those each year. So I'm going to do about maybe one or two of those, Kirby FF. Absolutely the Great Darkness Saga. You guys are talking about the Legion. That was supposed to be last year. Lord Thoth is already up for that one, and we just got to set it in stone, and I want to do it soon. Over on the Comic Shop channel, Nick's channel, the boys and I, they're reviewing different stuff. They're gonna be reviewing a lot of stuff, but I'll still try. I'm still gonna do. My plan is always to review comics, so at least one or two a month, minimum one a month, some comic a month. And I did when I look at that list, I did a pretty good bit of them last year, so there was more I wanted to do, but at least one a month there will be a review, maybe two a month, and that was I got close to that average last month when I look at it. Yeah, D-Bud, the Great Darkness Saga is coming soon. I'm gonna get with LT on that one. And so Phantom Outsider, we'll say. All right, now I'm gonna ask, now that I'm watching for it, get to action number ones. Thank you, Larry. We'll get two action number ones and Superman number ones. I'll give each one a clobby. Well, you're too kind, buddy. I don't know what to say, man. Wow. So, anyone who has a suggestion of one thing, here's the criteria. It's got to be a classic that I've read, that I'm excited about. Okay, Stunt Brad, I'll be here. I'll see you soon. Something fairly big that a lot of people know about. Although I will put out the occasional obscure comic as well, and something that we all know Got to be something that's from either Bronze Age or lower. No moderny stuff for me. Almost, man. I don't know. Maybe I'll make an exception sometimes, but that's rare and it's doubtful. Silver. Let's stay with silver and bronze. Silver and bronze. So go ahead right now and name something that you think would be a good idea to review. We'll see. I'll star them, and once we get a few of them collected up, we'll see. Take a look at it. For example, Simonson Thor Big Time. That was one that, man, I just feel so weird about because Mark C and I were going to do that. And there's so much of Simonson Thor, Steve, it would be tough to do. We'd have to do it in chunks. Good one. Here's some of the ones I'm thinking of while you're doing that. I'm thinking some Rights and Swamp Thing. Like the ones I'm thinking of, the ones I'm definitely going to do. Each month will be at least one Bob Haney adventure. Well, look, you are the man for the job, Steve. We'll have to do them in increments. Like we can't do the whole run at once, mind you, but we could do like do it in chunks. Because they have them in like trade paperback chunks. That might be a good way to segregate them. I think that's what Mark C and I were talking about, which there's so much of it. We do them, in like issue chunks, like not one per it. Obviously not one, like a whatever, like a saga type thingy. There's no one I would review that one with than you, buddy. And you know him like the back of your hand. I haven't read him since the 80s. Krampus J. Bars. Let's see here. So, suggest away, my friends. And I'm starring them, and I'm going to read them when we get a few of them set up. Trying to think, but I have. I might do go back and do some of the Miller Daredevil run. You know what I might do? You don't have to do that, Steve. I have access to it. But I appreciate the offer, though, man. It's cool. I have one of the first. I have some of the trades, but I have access to all these comics. I have my ways. So even if it's something I don't have on me, I can find it and read it. And you see how I show the whole comic on here. What is I know Mark D has some too. I'm going to ask him when I talk to him as far as stuff he wants to review. Yes, indeed, Steve. No shaking. Yeah, of course not. Sorry. You know what, Captain Infinity? Just for you, dude. If there's like a short Chaikin book you want me to torture me with to read, I would let you come on and we would and I read it with you. As long as it's not, not dirty or anything, because we can't, misbehave on the channel. Oh shit. Larry, you mentioned Justice Society. Did you read that? I believe it was a 10-issue Justice Society series by Mike Parabek. Mike Parabek art, Lynn Straczynski did the story from the early 1990s or whatever it was, 93, 94, whatever year that was. That's a book I want to review. I might get Carlos to review that with me. Since there are like 10 of them, I just do like an overview of it. Oh, the second Superman Spider-Man team up, I'm going to be reviewing that this year. I'm going to make a list of things that I'm priority definitely going to review this year, and then look at some other stuff. Simonson Thor, at least part of it will be this year. Like the first trade worth. Or the first saga. Let's see what Steven says. Kal-El says, I know you said Bronze Age or earlier, but I have a Superman comic post-rebirth series written by Patrick Gleason and Peter J. Tomasi that I believe is worthy of review. I hear you, man, but I just can't. I'm not into the rebirth stuff. You're not the only friend of mine that loves it. There you go. Superman number 29. I can't do. I mean, I can't bring myself to read anything modern. Look, I trust you and other friends that like that rebirth stuff, but I can't. I mean, I just don't think I can make myself do it, buddy. I'd do it for you. Hunger said, my serious ask would be the issue of Swamp Thing by Total but No Biscuit, where Swampy takes Gotham and Batman struggles against him, since that was a great Alan Moore story. Okay. The issue number escapes me at the moment. Was that Swamp Thing number 50? I'll have to look in. I know what you're talking about. I bought all those. I have all the more ones. But Steven, I mean, it's so modern, man. It's so, I mean, look, I never could. I have friends that like Superman Rebirth, but man, I just don't know if I can't. Yeah. Hey, don't ever apologize. But I don't think I could. It's got to be something that I've read, that I'm a fan of, and I'm enthused about. But I know you'd like to. I mean, like I say, maybe it'll be worthy of review, but I don't know if it's modern. And I've liked things Tomasi's written before. Hey, Steve, I know one. Oh yeah, Gwagnar, the Judas Contract. That's a good one. Lieutenant Steve. I think maybe we should review the. I know you love that Alan Moore. I know you're not the biggest Moore guy, but you do love his F Sharp Bell story. We should review that. It's a little short one to review one time. So, in fact, I might do a night where I review some short story, like multiple stories of Alan Moore. I am going to definitely do some Alan Moore DC short stories, including his Green Lantern backups. I know, Maddie's daddy. I know, Steve. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I'll do like some of his short stories that he did for DC, like those Green Lantern ones. I love the story he did. Mogo Doesn't Socialize. Let's see. What's another one? Let's see. Who would be another? What would be another good story to review? Another good comic to review. I don't know. There's so many. Kal-El says, I understand, sir. The only reason why I brought it up, though, is because it was the one issue that stands out in my mind where Superman's portrayed as they should be. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, man. Look, no, and I totally believe you, but big time, buddy. Trying to think. I might review Golden Age by James Robinson and Paul Smith. I thought that was pretty good. The one with the origin of the Phantom Stranger. Oh, yeah. That's an Alan Moore story. Yeah, sure. That's from Secret Origins. I have that one. Hungry Boy says, Totem was a fine art ink man working in comic books whom really understood mood and surrealism. Totem was amazing. He also did some great stuff on Miracle Man. I'm definitely going to review two other Alan Moore Superman stories for The Man Who Has Everything and The Jungle Line, which he did with him with the Swamp, which was Swamp Thing. Oh, I might review Swamp Thing Annual number 2. You know what? I need to get something to write on here, and I'm going to need to write these. Okay, I'm going to put in stone now things that are going to get reviewed in 2023. No ifs, ands, or buts. These are the things that are going to get reviewed. Okay, I want to have them written down. So I was just willy-nilly in it before. Okay. Watchmen. And my review partner for that one is in stone already. That's Carlos. I'm going to review a predetermined issue of Astro City. Probably, if not the whole first miniseries, issue number 1. And that'll probably be with Carlos. 2BD. The Great Darkness Saga. Okay. These are in stone. These are done. These are going to be done. Saga. One Earth B visit a month with the Great J-Man and I. Great Darkness Saga with LT. And Hungry Boy, I'm not leaving you out of this either. You could review a comic with me if you got something. If you feel like it, you may not feel like it, but if you do, you're invited. One Earth B visit per month. Special double feature. J-Man. JLA Avengers. I think J-Man and Sean might do that one with me, but I'm not going to. We'll see. To be determined. Oh, shit. I had one and I lost it now. I'll get some of these other ones there. Larry asks, Clobby, did you put much stock in the Overstreet price guides when you had your shop? We did use them way back when because it was the only game in town. But before I forget, Thor Simonson run with Steve. Okay. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I mean, we used it. There was a time, Larry, way back when you didn't have much of a choice. Everybody used what we used to jokingly call the overpriced comic street guide. And boy, yeah, look, I bought it. Sometimes I would even buy the hardcover every year. That was back before they started putting out all these publications that came out weekly and all that kind of stuff. Hey there, Picasso. Hey there, good to see you. Yeah, no rush, Hungry Boy. When you think of one, we'll get you in. I would like to do a review with you of something, for sure. It'll be a lot of fun, man. Man, you're coming up with a lot of stuff, Phantom. Okay, I'm going to star a bunch of these. I still have a few old comics. Overstreet guides. Yeah. Hungbo says, I know the one I want to critique, only Thor might guess it. Oh, you think Steve would guess it? He could take a shot at guessing it. I bought the hardcover once or twice myself, Larry, but I usually just ended up getting the soft cover of it. Yeah. Yeah, so damn, Fanty. Okay, all right, well, let me see here. I'll just keep that so I know what in case I need to think of another one. All right. I'm going to look at your star comments now. I have a bunch of them saved, so here we go. Hungry Boy said Kirby's New Gods. That's a pretty good idea. That's a lot of stuff there, a lot to cover. Wagnar says, so Clobby just wants to review Fantastic Four and Marvel 2 in 1. Oh, actually, I'm glad you reminded me of that, because yes, FF. In fact, FF 176 is coming up soon. Maybe with Mark. I'll check with him that. And Marvel 2 and 1 with Mark. I know he and I are planning, So that's to be determined. Thank you for reminding me of those, Wagner, but I do want to do some of those. D-Bud, I'm still waiting to hear Clobby do LSH review. I know he loves the Legion. Yes, sir, I do. And yes, sir, I will. Phantom Outsider, Superman 164. Wow. That's specific. Hungry Boy says, Howard the Duck #1. I read that not too long ago, actually. So, sure. Mark D says, what's up, dude? We also had to review Micronauts 1 through 12. Wow, that's a lot of reviewing, but okay, it's on the list. I've not read those, but for you, I might make that exception of reviewing something I haven't read already. Wagnar, the backdrop feature of Tales of Asgard. Yeah, that's good. I mean, some Kirby stuff. Man, you're putting issue numbers, Phantom, and I'm like, man, I can't remember exactly what was in that issue. Okay, Hungry Boy, let me take a look. And Mark, feel free to pop in if you feel like it, but if not, no biggie. You know the way in. Let's see. All right, see what you got here. My Twitter's the coolest, going slow. Want to critique this? Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. #3. Okay, I don't see a picture, but you just say this. Let me check something. Oh. All right. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. #3. Gotcha. I'll put it on the list, as they say. Well, Phantom Outsider, I'll look at that when I can. But right now, I'm trying to pay attention to a lot of stuff. But I'll write it down. Let's see here. The introduction of Arcane by Wrightson will be a fab, yes. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, there you go. Yes, sir. Legion of Superheroes #300. The future is forever. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is a good one. Wagnar. IRC. DC Superstars #12. Don't Call Me Superboy was really good. Yes. Now you give me issue numbers. Yes, the Flash race issues, I do like those. With Superman Flash Racing. I do like those. Larry says Justice Society, original and reboot. Good. Hungry Boy says my serious ask would be the issue of Swamp Thing by Totalman. No, yeah, I read this one. Yeah. Well, Swampy takes Gotham and Batman struggles against him. I will dig it up. That's one we should do. That's definitely one we should do. That's, of course, a great comic. Wagnar says the Judas contract. Yes, good suggestion. Yo, dude, let yourself in.
What's up?
I was afraid. Hey, I was afraid.
I gotta turn my speakers off here. My beginning echo. Apologize. Hold on.
Okay.
Go
You're putting a lot of issues, a lot of good Legion stuff there, Fanty. Intro of the Death of Pharaoh Lad, yes. Let's see here. Computo, yep. Let's see here. Adventure Comics. Starboy kills in self-defense and then becomes Yep, all classics. Gwagnar, yes. Steve and I will be definitely doing the Simonson Thor. As much of it we can. Maybe not all the whole damn run because it was so long, but the early ones for sure. Fanty, Adventure 375, Bouncing Boy. Wow, there's so many of them, dudes. I think the one Legion we're gonna do this year for sure is the Great Darkness Saga. LT and I are gonna handle that one. So there we go. That's the starred comments there. What's up, man? What's happening?
Hey, just got back from the Harry Potter Forbidden Forest experience.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's pretty fun. It's good. It
was forbidden.
It was forbidden. Yeah.
Should you be watching such things?
Probably not. But yeah, we all got protection spells to get through the Forbidden Forest. But it's in New York at the Teddy or Franklin Roosevelt Park in Westchester. So they have a nice setup there. I don't know. They have a parking lot that buses you in, and it's like a lighted forest basically. So you're not you got to use your old time imagination so there's sounds and lights, and I just tweeted out a couple of pictures, but yeah, it was fun. Yeah. Cool. And then they have a couple of interactive things, and if you're gonna just get out and walk around, of course, then they're selling butter beer and wands and Harry Potter stuff. But it's a nice night out. So we went out to dinner and
nice
went there. So I'm sure we got some Harry Potter fans in the crowd. I guess we got some.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, crossing of those streams. So, but
wow,
yeah, it was a fun time. But yeah, it's an outdoor thing. So it was nice. It was 50 degrees tonight or 45, so it was really warm. So
there you go.
Well, Larry got his posters. Yeah, so you got to get a black light.
Yeah, I got
poster in frames. Yeah, I don't know where we're gonna put mine. I'm out of room. So, but they are cool.
We got
to put them on the ceiling. See, the missus would love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Any news on Damar Hamlin? Any updates on him?
No, it was just that's so horrible too. So we're in the park, and then ESPN started exploding on, our devices.
Yeah.
I got a good friend whose wife is a massive Bills fan, so I'm sure she was watching the game. But just it's bigger than the game when someone gets hurt like that. So I guess, have you talked about it or mentioned what had happened?
Yeah, I talked about it at the beginning of the show. Yeah, it happened right before I went on there. I was just checking if you saw anything. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the rumor,
and
Jeremy Renner too. The rumor was, or I shouldn't say rumor, but I've read on
J.D. Lewis. Yeah.
That he was intubated and he's in critical condition in the hospital. Of course, that's
both of them are. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jerry and Renner. What's the update on him? He's
still in. I think critical. I don't know. It's just
still
awful.
Critical.
Terrible way to show. Yeah, but I talked about it at the beginning.
Yeah. Did they say what happened?
It was
some
kind of thing hit his chest. Blunt chest trauma.
A blunt. Something got
it was one of those snow machines or something. Yeah.
So like a
log.
He
was riding one of those snowmobile thingies. I don't know exactly, but it's something to do with the snowmobile thing. Yeah.
Get up.
Just awful. Yeah.
That's horrible. Yeah.
And then but Uche today, you heard about that, right?
No, what? No, what?
You know Uche?
Yeah, I know. I know Uche.
He passed away the other day.
Oh my God!
I was listening. I turned it on to Tom. Tom was on Midnight Says, him and Andre at the end of his show, toward the end of their show, and somebody popped it up in the chat and mentioned it. It turns out it was like December 30th, but this is first. No, Gary popped up in the chat. A few other people. It's just now come out to Jeremy mentioned it. And so Tom took it really bad on the air. He was getting broadsided with it because I guess he knew him. I never knew Uche, but I knew of him and knew a lot of the same people. And it's horrible.
Had he been sick or no one knows?
No, no one knows. They've not, as far as I know, no one said what happened. So it's just what a day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's horrific. Yeah, like I said, I didn't personally know him. I knew a lot of people who knew him, and it was just like, wow. I mean, Andre knew him, I guess, as well, and they all knew him.
Yeah, because I'd watched some of the streams with Geeks and Gamers, and I don't know if he'd stopped going on with them lately, or hadn't. The YouTube feed is a fickle thing too. If you don't watch someone's feed for then they disappear, and you're like, where was that channel go? What happened to it? But yeah, that's very sad news. And I guess Larry saying Renner was hit by a snowplow. So some kind of accident, yeah. So I'd heard that in the morning, but it was very vague what had happened in the morning. I guess where he lives is up in the boonies, and he's got to take care of the place and run all the machines himself, and just
sick stuff. Crazy, horrible start.
Crazy world, yep.
What a start to a year, Jesus. Yeah. I know we didn't know him, but still. And but hopefully Renner and hopefully this young man will
be all right. Yeah.
We'll be okay. Hope they'll make it. Hope they pull through there. But anyway, so yeah, it's crazy. I got away from it after we opened up the show, but I didn't know if you'd heard anything or not. So yeah,
Dan, I've been listening. I was listening, but no news.
Right. I was watching. I turned the game on to see that. It was weird because ABC actually had the game, and they were just. It was a dead screen. They were barely talking, and everybody was off the field. You seen? I mean,
did you see it? Did you see it live?
No, I didn't see the play either. By the time I turned on, they weren't showing the play anymore. But so I still have not seen the play. They usually show it a million times. How many times have we seen games stop for 40 minutes and they bring a guy off the field and then they play again?
Yeah.
I don't know what was different about this one, but every other time I've ever seen it, it always looks bad. I mean, not always, but I mean, this happened today. The LSU and Purdue played, for example, and in the fourth quarter, I mean, LSU beat them 63-7, and a Purdue player got hurt, and it took a while. They had to truck him off, and it certainly didn't look great, But I mean, I don't know what's different about this one.
Well, I guess they knew how serious this was, but I mean, players
all I know is from what the description was, he hit a guy, he stood up to walk, and then started walking and collapsed.
Yeah.
This guy here, and I'm sure they were showing it at first, thinking it was just they probably showed it a few times, but by the time I walked into the room to see, the screen was just a shot of the field and guys talking, and everybody was in the locker rooms. Both teams were in the locker rooms. It's weird. I've never seen that. Usually they all wait on the field,
Yeah.
And
when that's I've watched a lot of football. I don't ever remember them doing CPR on a player while he's on the field. So I think that's God forbid a player breaks a leg or hurts his knee. That's I guess the how serious it was immediately after. I mean, you've had who was the player that got paralyzed? It's been happened a few times, unfortunately. But the player that got the really bad hit, but that was a preseason game. Not that it makes a difference, but it was. They kept playing the game, probably right. But that was back in that vicious hit. Oh, who was the guy in the Steelers? Or I'm trying to remember the player that got hit and was paralyzed after that.
Yeah, I don't know, but that was Darryl Stingley.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
But it was the late 70s, but in 70, what year was that? 1 or something? A Lions player named Chuck Hughes died in the game. I don't know exactly what was it. It was on the field.
They get a heart attack, if I'm remembering correctly.
I think it was a heart attack, yeah. Dick Butkus was the one yelling at the guys to come over to to come see him because he didn't look like it because it looked so bad. And
so they took him to the hospital. Yeah, he had it was a heart condition. his arteries were 75% blocked. I'm just checking now. So, but you know, these guys are in peak condition usually, but you know, God forbid, you know, especially back then, it was tougher to diagnose. You know, when we were growing up, a lot more people passed away from heart attacks, and you know, I've had a bunch of friends who've had close calls and stents put in, and you know, able to. But you know, I had a friend who he was having. You know, if you ever have any severe arm pains, I'm not a physician, but I'm saying go check with a doctor. Don't wait. I always got to say that on YouTube, but.
Hey, Stunt Brat, welcome back.
Hey, Stunt Brat, yeah, he had severe pain in one arm. I think it was both arms,
Who
and
did?
he kept one of my good best friends, and he kept goggling things, and his friend's like, maybe you should go get checked out, and he's like, no, it's probably was doing woodworking or was doing this, you know, it's just, you know. And finally, he finally went to the emergency room at like 3 a.m. The doctor's like, if you'd gone to sleep tonight, you probably wouldn't be with us today. It's like, if you hadn't come in when you did, and he had massive blockages.
Claude Selling, hey there,
Claude. But of course, today they can save you, thank God, with that procedure. You know, but
well, hope all these people
we can't speculate, but yeah,
I hope they'll all be all right there. So
yeah,
well, we'll try to steer back to some. I mean, because everything's such a bummer this year. Jesus Christ, we're 2 years, not even 2 days done, and so many downer crap, man. It sucks, and it's horrible, man. Just feel horrible for these people. The Uche thing, I mean, that's so out of, I think someone said that they saw he played for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they announced it. And I think Jeremy with Geeks and Gamers announced it, obviously. But it was the 30th. It's just like, you know, a big condolences from Clobberin times to Uche, a fellow YouTuber. But I was talking about all the, you know, about reviewing comics. You and I reviewed a few.
Yeah.
This in 2022, and there's a bunch more, and that need to be reviewed, of course. And I plan to do even more this year. But it did. Like, I was looking at my list, I did a pretty good bit. I mean,
I had some fun ones this year. Yeah. I think the last one I did with you was the Hulk, Bernie Wrightson one.
Oh, that one, and we also did This Man, This Monster.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which
Classics,
one we did before that. What did we talk about reviewing though? Because I was trying to remember. I wrote down, you know, like I said, I'm going to do Carlos and I are going to do Watchmen, and Carlos and I are probably going to do an Astro City and Great Darkness Saga. LT will be doing, and I we're going to do that one. What are some ones you would want? Now remember, the only catch is it's got to be something I want to review. I come first.
Well, I heard you mention you.
That's
might
all
read
about
my
me.
If we did one,
if we did one,
I know it. Yeah,
we could do that. I would do that.
We break it up, like do one through 4.
We could do Micronauts. That'd be
5 to 8. Yeah, break them up into batches, because those first 12 issues are the, you know, the classic story, and they were originally going to do it as 50 or 70 issues or 75, and then they made them compress the story, which maybe wasn't a bad idea, because the way books get canceled, or you know, and you compress a story, sometimes it ends up being even better. So you know, maybe they could have done, you know, 24 issues, but they made them do that story, wrap up that story in 12 issues. So I'm trying to think of what else. You know, of course, the Thunderbolts movie's coming. It's not going to be anything like the original Thunderbolts.
Keely, roll Tide.
Hey, Keely. Or maybe the first. You were never
comic.
big on the Thunderbolts, but like that for.
I don't like it much.
I'm trying to think of what. I love Peter David's Hulk run, but I'm trying to pick out for, you know, you could do the Maestro or Planet Hulk. Maybe
I'll tell you what I did like of his, because I did read his run for a while. I liked some of it. I really liked Future Imperfect. That would be a good one because it's short.
Yeah, that's short. Yeah, I'm trying to pick out like short.
We should, you know, it's got great art by Perez. Maybe we should review that one.
That'll be a good one. Yeah, put that on the list. Yep.
I'll put that on the list, as they say. I'll put it on the list. I'll put it on the list.
Yep. Who's our secretary tonight?
Me. Let's see. Hulk, Future Imperfect.
I got a cool action figure from that one.
Me too. I got that one with that belt.
Well, the belt with all the shield and the Wolverine's claws,
all that stuff. Yeah,
Iron Man's. Yeah, My nephew
So
was so scared of
that'll be
that.
a good one to review.
What did the Hulk do to all the heroes?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember a buddy of mine, we were talking about that comic right after it came out. For some reason, I don't know why he asked a dumb question. I forget what we were. He said, why does he have all these all that stuff there, all those trophies there? And I said, it was just being an asshole. For some reason, he goes, yeah, that's why he did it, just to be an asshole. I said, yeah, well, he has Maestro as an a-hole, yeah.
Yeah.
And he loved that. He goes, that was why he did it. He could run on top of it. He just said, hey, Midnight's Oblivion, good to see you. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
So yeah, that would be one to do.
Mm-hmm.
Larry says Kirby Continuum channel. Yeah, I like them. That's a good channel. What about them? I mean, I like that channel. If that, are you mentioning them for? Well, it's cool to mention them because I do like them. It's a good channel. Anything but Kirby, you know me.
How about some Spidey comics? What would be a good?
Yeah, listen, we should get a Spidey in there. I'm not going to do the Death of Gwen Stacy or anything like that.
I was just going to say
no.
That's overcovered. No. We could do the McFarlane run. Just kidding.
You could do that. I go on your channel. I watch you review that on your channel. No,
okay.
I can't stand it. That's a good, maybe a Marvel team up. Oh yeah, some of those burn Marvel team ups. In fact, remember Marvel 2-1 you and I talked about. We didn't do it. Remember how redonkulous we were talking about Marvel 2-1.
They had some crazy team ups.
How the Thing was written like such an a-hole in that first issue.
Yeah,
we should review that number one of that. Good God, Steve Gerber. He just because he was written by a jerk. Steve Gerber was a jerkweed. And let's just be honest. So yeah. So that would be maybe like I like some of those Marvel team ups, like those the ones that Byrne and Claremont did, like Spider-Man and Red Sonja. That was a good one actually.
Yeah, because the obvious one is Gwen Stacy and those. But I'm just trying to think. Yeah, those are good, but I'm trying to think of another good Spider-Man classic story that would not the Clone Saga.
No, sir.
That one never ends.
You're on your own with that one.
And they're like, when is this going to end? This keeps going and going and going.
No. Yeah. But it's tough. It'll be a good Spider-Man 20. First Scorpion says Phantom Outsider. I mean, but Nick and the gang are going to eventually get to those other Ditko issues.
Yeah.
Panting. Because Nick and D-Bud and the gang, I went with them on a couple of them, but I think I didn't get to do most of them. They reviewed the first, what was it, D-Bud? They did
20?
First 20 of the Spidey? I don't think it was that much. Wasn't it like the first 15? 12 or something? No. It could have been 20. I don't know. I can't remember.
Was it quite a few, or maybe the first 12?
Gwagnar, I never was too. You like the Hobgoblin one? 1 through 20. There you go.
1 through. I thought it was something like that.
Hey, Pacific 414, welcome and Happy New Year to you. Okay, so it was 1 through 20. Got you covered. Yeah, and an annual, I think, or an annual or something. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, they've got Spidey handled. Unless you want to do, like I said, a couple team ups were interesting.
Oh, the other one I'd love to do is the
Death Ray.
Death Ray thing on fighting Torgo, FF 92, 93.
Oh yeah, because remember I was saying before you got here, I want to do a couple of individual issues of Kirby. And
that's a Kirby classic.
And that one, what issue was that? 92.
I think it was my crappy memory.
Not just Kirby.
It's in the low 90s, I think. Okay. 2 or 3 issues.
I think it was all right. It was 2 or 3 issues long. I want to do that one with you, but I also want to do FF 176, which is not Kirby, but it's a hilarious, it's a funny one. It's a comedy issue with Impossible Man, which I really like.
Oh, okay.
One of the funniest, one of my favorite humor issues of a comic. I don't know if you'd be up for that. I can get somebody else if you don't feel like it.
Oh yeah, no, I have that.
Love that.
I got that. Yeah,
love it.
Who was the artist on that one?
It was George Perez and Joseph
Perez, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
Classic. Yeah.
Donnie. Yeah, I saw that about that Buffalo Bill player. We hope he turns out well. We were talking about him earlier. FF 90 through 93. There you go.
Thank you, D-Bud. Yep.
Scrolls Torgo story. That's it. Well, that's on that. We'll see. 90 through 93. Okay. But if you're a game to do that 176 too, that'd be.
Oh yeah.
That
I
would
wonder
like
if I
to
had
do.
Prez sign that for me.
Not you did get him to sign somewhere up in there, but I don't know if you got.
I don't
that one.
think I had that one signed.
Got a Kirby cover, but you got him to sign one with a Kirby cover also.
Yeah, and he's like, I didn't do the cover. I'm like, you did the interior. He's like, do you want me to do the splash page? I'm like, just do the cover, because I like being able to see the signature. I was gonna be a wise guy. I was like, how do you know you didn't do the cover? It was that long ago. Yeah, I didn't say that. I was thinking, but yeah, he was such a nice guy. God rest his soul.
Fancy,
so nice. Yeah.
Yeah, another thing that 2022 took from us.
Yeah.
101 through 102. Yeah, the Morbius things. Not more. And that's when he grew the extra arms.
That was so creepy. Oh God.
Gil Kane. Yeah. That's a possibility. Yeah. So it's so much.
Death Ray's asking about Doom Patrol. I did like the first few seasons of Doom Patrol. I haven't caught up.
Would you say that? Are you talking comics or movies or what?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's talking.
Not movies. I mean, comics or TV
show.
Or app
show. TV show was pretty decent. I haven't watched the last season. Very interesting. And of course, that's always the who ripped who off with the X-Men versus Doom Patrol. You look at the various similarities, but yeah, Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol actually predates it by a little bit.
Right.
Like a couple of weeks.
A week, yeah. But you wonder what was in the water at the time, right?
Comics. You're saying comics. Doom Patrol, of course, I like some of the old the reprints I've read by Arnold Drake and Bruno Premiani, and the old ones from My Greatest Adventure, and then Paul Kupperberg and Steve Lytle did a series of it for a little while, and then that Grant Morrison run, which is what this TV show is pretty much based on.
That's the TV show.
I didn't get into the Grant Morrison run of the 90s too much personally, Death Ray, but a lot of people did. So, if you, what most people, just I think most people would say who are into it would tell you to start with the Morrison run from the 90s or early 90s or whatever. That's not necessarily me, but I understand that's the popular one. I didn't get into it much, but that's what really put them on the map and made it popular. It's the Vertigo, Doom Patrol. So you might want to check that out. People like it. And if you like the show, that's pretty much, where it's coming from, right?
That's where it's coming from, yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the show's been pretty interesting. Yeah. So
yeah. What was it? So let's see here. Again, I'm definitely committed to one Earth B visit a month. J-Man and I will visit Earth B once a month. I'm trying to figure out now which one to do this month. There's so many to choose from is a problem. I was reading one today. I'm like, wow, it's a treasure trove. Oh man, JD Lewis, the Batman Brave and the Bold episode of Doom Patrol is fantastic. Oh, so good. See, Avengers, Defenders, man, it's just, you got to get one you got to get it organized, but that's a good one to read too, but that's a lot of it. There's a lot of it. The Avengers, talking about the Avengers, Defenders crossover, Avengers, Defenders War. That's fun stuff, though. Yep. No, that's good stuff there, Fanty. No question about it. So, yeah. Oh my goodness, man. This year needs to get a better foothold and start off better than this. Yeah. My God.
Yeah. Someone said, if can we already return 2023 and say blank? I can't swear anymore on YouTube. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, I wonder what the deal is on that. I don't know what the story is, what to think about that, but I heard it. So I don't do it as much as some people, but I've done it.
Yeah. I read the that policy change allegedly came out in November. So I don't know, and then it's just someone did a video that was super popular, so it's been circling around the internet. So I mean, I guess it can't help if you swear all the time too when you're thinking about it with advertisers. So
Yeah.
but
Some big channels do it all the time, and I guess they
they
get
do it
away
all
with
the
it.
time, right?
Now, I don't know
Or,
if they get demonetized or not, though.
Yeah, but I think that certain advertisers, when you're a massive channel too, they must pick who to advertise on. So you're not talking, generic ads that go on to small YouTubers that, for the big, I'm guessing for the big channels, and this is just speculation on my part, that maybe there's certain, people that, certain products that say we want to advertise with these channels that, the big ones. So, but who the heck knows? But I guess, yeah, no one, there's no swearing on quote unquote on TV, but if you're watching cable, they're swearing on cable TV. So, but it's YouTube's playground, so they can make up the rules on the playground. So that's you gotta go by what they say. So
True enough.
yeah.
True enough. I wonder what would happen. What would happen if I Googled the term Earth B? What do you think would happen?
I don't know. You get
You think they would
transported to
even
a
know?
different planet.
Let's see. Think they even know what I'm doing? Would it change? Would it think it would make endanger the universe?
I hope
Nah,
not.
it didn't happen. Let's go to images. Nah, I'd have to put Earth B Bob Haney. Oh, what if I put Earth B DC? Earth B DC Comics. Whoa, yeah. And then images. Now that's more like it. Although it's not. Well, not enough. Okay, I'm gonna have. What if I Google Bob Haney? Zany Haney. All right, I'm Googling Bob Haney to see what that does. Oh, there he is. Hey, Mighty Orbots, what up? Good to see you. Ow. Not to help. Good news, but now, if this have a good news, now I get to be a robot again. Happy New Year. Mighty Orb, you get to be a robot again. Well, if that's what you want to be, then Earth 616, no, Earth B. But that's cool. If that is good news. If that's something you want to be, all right, Earth B, Bob Haney.
According to the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, was it the Autobots were in the universe because Drax wanted to beat up one of the Autobots? Is it Autobots
Autobots were what
in the Marvel universe now?
What about them?
Well, they're in the Marvel universe because remember Drax wanted to beat up the guy that was cosplaying. Was it an Autobot or was it It was an Autobot, right? I'm not big on as I should be more well versed on my big robots, but
they're Autobots, yeah.
The Autobots,
and Transformers,
yeah,
right?
No, what was it? It was a different series. Like someone help me in the chat here.
What are you talking about?
Autobots. What's the other transforming car? Yeah.
Decepticons.
GoBot. Thank you,
GoBots.
Wagner. GoBots. Yeah, I'm mixing up my giant robots. Well, they're in the Marvel universe now, so just because when
hey, Oliver
Orbots,
Belamonte.
I was thinking, hey, Oliver.
So wait a minute. What were you talking? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, it was a GoBot. Okay.
It was a GoBot. Yeah.
Oh, I got you. All right.
Yeah. Tangent there. Word tangent. Sorry.
So Oliver Monte's got a bunch of stuff. Amazing Spider-Man and number 50. Spider-Man number 1. That is great stuff.
That's a good one. Yep.
Annual 1. Sinister 6. Cool. I think they did them. Nick and the boys did that one. Amazing Spider-Man 1 for 94. Black Cat. I bought that on the Batman when it first came out. Spectacular Spider-Man number 200.
Order.
Death of Harry Osborn, Amazing Spider-Man 246, The Kid Who Collects Spider-Man. Those are very good suggestions. The Kid Who Collects Spider-Man we should probably do. You love that story.
Yeah, that's a tearjerker, right? If I'm remembering correctly.
Yep. They adapted it on the cartoon. Zany Haney. Yeah, buddy. Bob was
crazy.
a dude. Well, what a dude Bob was. See, I'm not the only one. I didn't realize it, but looks like I'm not the only one who likes to talk about Bob Haney. There are a lot of blogs about him and stuff like that, and apparently some people are now starting to do podcasts and talking about him and stuff. The 7 craziest Bob Haney. The comics of Bob Haney. So, let's see here. I gotta see this.
Did he write that Brave and Bold with Eclipso that you had up before, or?
He did.
He did. Okay,
did.
I've got that. My grandfather got me that one. Yeah.
He wrote. I mean, he's the one. He pretty much Ray was the first one to write these. He's the father of the team up comic because he pretty much was the first writer for Brave and Bold, which was Don't Start Talking About the World's Finest. It was Brave and Bold because it was an actual, by the definition of a comic book team up book. Okay. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about. I know some smarty pants.
Yeah.
It's gonna come. Okay. All right, here we go. So these are the 7. You got the night Batman sold his soul at number 7. And he really does sell his soul in it because he's scared. He's in the bottom of a well and he's scared. He's scared.
Batman doesn't get scared.
So we'll review this one soon. This one does. Oh, Batman's a chicken in his stories. Sold his soul to the devil. Look, here we go. Batman is down in this well. In the last burst of energy, I give my soul to get out of here. I don't want to die. Batman wants to live. Woo! What the hell?
Batman going down the drain? What's going on here?
Anyway, number 6. The new Black Hawk era. Check out. Let's see. What is this one? Oh my God. What is this from? I got to check that one out. That's okay for Black Hawk number 2. Wow.
I love that checkerboard at the top. Right. Just the dates.
Oh, I love it. They call them go-go checks. How can this be at number 5? Haney and the Arrowverse 1000. That's the one we did. That's the first one we did right there.
You did that one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Brave and Bold 124. Where Batman, this is the most bonkers comic I've ever seen. There's no way they top this. Okay, Saga of the Super Sons is close. I got to admit. Saga of the Super Sons. Because he didn't even understand that it made no sense. But man, over that one though, I don't know. It is pretty wacky. Teen Titans, The Lost Annual. Oh yes, I have this. That was done later. This is by Hunger Boy's favorite artist, Mike Allred. Hunger Boy's favorite artist. All right, let's see. Metamorpho Against the Thunderer. What comic is this from?
That's crazy art.
Hot story. I'm sorry.
1965.
And the corpse that wouldn't die. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh yeah, the corpse that wouldn't die. They did sort of an adaptation of this on Batman Brave and the Bold, where the atom has to go into Batman's body.
But wait a minute. If you're a corpse, aren't you already dead? Isn't definition of corpse mean you're already dead?
Hey, don't ruin a good title.
Don't be the Kel's the grammar police. What are you doing?
I know the corpse that wouldn't die, but doesn't it mean you're dead? Yeah.
I mean, right?
You got me, Chief. I just work here. Oh my God, you're right. That is a good.
Sorry,
didn't give
but
a
I
crap.
mean, well, I
The
did. Hungry
dead
Boy
guy that
appreciate this.
wouldn't be dead.
I watched Planet of the Vampires, or Terror Planet, which is more aptly named, yesterday.
Oh, okay.
That was really good. Yeah,
You like the
very good. But no vampires in it, so what a horrible title. Obviously, I knew that going
Planet
in.
of the
But yeah, it was.
Non-Vampires.
Yeah, where the spaceship crash lands on a planet, and it's minor spoiler, but the crew starts killing each other. Then they start coming back to life, and there's some great sci-fi in it. And most people think that Alien and Prometheus stole a lot of the ideas and plot, and eventually there's they find an alien ship on the planet. And there's a gigantic skeleton. And at first, the writers of Alien said, "Oh, we never saw the movie." And then, years later, they said, "Oh yeah, I did steal that
We
from
saw
Planet of the Vampires."
Oh
Yeah.
my God, really? They admitted it.
Yeah, then they admitted it. Yeah, like years later. Yeah, cute Italian chicks in pleather. Yeah,
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah. So that was a good movie, because that was one that Hungry Boy recommended Raquel to watch, and I don't think I'd ever seen it. Maybe I had, but it was good. Yeah, very cheap budget, but made whatever money they had go very far with fog and lighting, and using some good camera work, stretching.
You didn't make the wife watch that, did you?
Oh God, no! She would never watch that. That ain't happening. I don't want to sleep on the couch for the next month. I mean,
oh God.
Let's watch some old sci-fi movie from the 50s. 60s,
yeah, it's not going to go over too well, is it?
No. The old days we'd trade off on movies. If she made me watch quote unquote a girly movie, I'm like, all right, now it's time for Clint Eastwood movies. So we'd trade off. Yeah. So not cheap it was $200,000. Yeah, that's relatively cheap. I mean, to make a movie, but God, with the budget, they made it. That never looks cheap, which is
not cheap. Really, in the 1960s, you goomba.
Yeah, who you calling?
He resembles that remark.
So so I recommend that. It was a great pick by Hungry Boy. There's a lot of sci-fi themes that you can see where it's influenced. Star Trek, the ship almost vaguely has a looks like nacelles on it too when you look at it from a distance. So it vague shape, but you can see where some of Star Trek is. Roddenberry must have watched that, and it's not like you took the idea, but it's in the same vein, same genre. You'd say, well, genre is the wrong word, but you can just see where the genesis maybe get some ideas. And just like Forbidden Planet, some people joke that's the first Star Trek movie. So it was
JD Lewis. I actually looked at that one last night, Alias the Bat Hulk. That was pretty ridiculous. That's a Bob Haney exclusive. The Bat Hulk. I'm not kidding.
Yep. Bat Hulk, yeah.
Batman and Metamorpho.
Yeah.
And that one.
I do have one thing to show now. Comic Base.
If you would let me go get me some medicine, because my leg is about to. If you would
take a break,
so kind, take the con for me.
I'll do some enabling here. So
please do, go for it. You got control.
So I got control. I have the power. Everyone's be careful, everyone. So Comic Base, which everyone out there who's listened to the show before knows that I use this software to track my collection. So it's on sale for another hour. So I should have done an enabling video much earlier. I think I'd mentioned a few days ago, but Comic Base, they do a great job. And I did win that prize a few days ago with they had a trivia question contest on the show, which was a lot of fun. And of course, one of the question was, who was the Fantastic Four's mailman? And I had started typing in, before the questioner had finished the sentence. I started typing Willie Lumpkin, so I gotten that in pretty quickly. So I won 4 graphic novels, so which was pretty nice. So Peter Bickford, I think it's obviously a small company, and Phantom got it right too. Yep, he's quick in the draw. So it's a lot of user generated content, and also they have all the well, let me pull up Comic Base on my computer to show everyone. But so they've got the sale running. What's nice about it, if you sub to it, you every time new comics come out, I'm one of the few guys probably buying new comics, but you can download weekly updates, or they also update the market for old comics, and they give you a guesstimate of prices. And they've got some great the covers look really nice too when you see the comics by the cover. There's also a barcode scanner, so if you're going to put in your comics, of course, the barcode is relatively recent, but for newer comics, you can scan them in with a barcode, and it's really nice just to be able to search. I use it a lot of times to search the collection. They also have some videos on there. Of course, 20 years ago was much cooler. They had interviews with comic creators and different things. Now, of course, with YouTube, it's a lot easier to get that kind of stuff on the internet. But they did have a lot of back in the day. They called it multimedia. So, thank you, Hungry Roger, vamping like a champ. I'm trying. Yeah. So here's the professional edition. You can get it new for $110 or upgrade. That's probably the best version to get. I think the Express edition is much more limited, but it's $60. So you're saving a lot. They really want to push that professional, I guess. And of course, they have a free version you can try. They always do that. And there's the scanners there.
Nice.
So, but it's a really good, highly recommended program. If you got my collection, I've got around 15,000 comics. So,
yikes!
It's nice to be able to track everything. And if you do want to insure it too, that helps you do an insurance report and see everything. So here's Comic Base. Oh, I thought I'd hit start it. So if we pick an issue, it's got everything on there. So, and it's constantly being updated. So here's, of course, Action Comics #1.
Number
so
1.
Let's see. What's that worth?
$2 bucks.
So it'll show you.
It's worth 10 cents.
$8 million. Yeah. $8 billion. So of course, that's an extreme. Of course, probably the most valuable comic there is. But what's nice is they'll give you the story. Let's go up till we get a little bit later. They'll give you everything.
Nerd Boy Wonder.
Hey, Nerd Boy.
Hey there.
Good evening. Yep, doing good. Yep. So, for example, here we've got Superman appearing in this issue and in every issue. Number 10, right? Imagine having that.
Comics 10. Wow.
1939.
I didn't know you had that.
I got that. Yeah. Superman goes to prison, right? Yeah, but they'll give you of course, back in the day, you don't know who the inker is. A lot of the people uncredited. $140,000.
It was tough to get credits on a lot of those.
Yeah,
tough to find out because they just didn't list them. I mean, there was no way to find out. I mean, we just had to guess at it. I mean, obviously, Joe Siegel and Terry Schuster did a lot of those, but there were other guys too, like Jack Burnley and some other guys that don't get credited a lot for some of those early Supermans.
Yeah, so you can. Yeah, here you go, Jack Burnley. Exactly,
Where?
George Papp.
I can't read that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was issue 32. So, and what's nice is people can go in retroactively and enter something.
How can you
in the
read
field.
that? I can't even see it.
Well, because it's so on my screen.
On the other
it's
side.
much bigger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on my screen it's much bigger. Yeah,
I can see barely see the comics. I can't see any of the words.
Yeah, it's tough to Plus, it goes across StreamYard. It gets compressed too. So you can make the font bigger too. So
did I say 8B? I think he was kidding. It was, but 8 million, right? I didn't say 8 billion. Maybe if it's a joke. I don't know. Did I say 8 billion?
I was joking. $8 billion. Yeah,
$8 billion.
$1 billion. Yeah, $8 million. Yeah. What are we gonna pay the rent? $1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah. So what's nice is you can go in and if you knew, hey, oh, I know that was Jack Burnley was the inker. Of course, you can't read that there, probably most people, but you could go in and add it, and they give you credit on the website, on the comic based website. So there's like a leaderboard list where they list who's
Good night, JD.
good night, JD.
Good night, buddy.
Contributed the most to like here, if I could just pull this in quick. So they'll say this person has got 2,240,000 points. So, which is pretty amazing. So they're listing, so you get just it's just for fun, leaderboard, but they're putting everyone who's contributed. I guess you get a point for every time you contribute something to the software. So I guess they go all the way up to how many people do they list? 250 maybe, or something like that. So it's
nice.
So
nice,
pretty nice. Yeah, pretty nice. Yeah.
Very cool stuff.
So like, yeah, we're looking at that FF number 90. So say we go into.
By the way, how up to date are you on your collection? I mean, all of everything's entered in and all up.
Everything's entered in except some of the
new stuff, right?
New junk that I shouldn't be buying, right?
Right. But at least when you get new stuff, like if you buy new back issues, you put them in there, right?
Yeah, new back issues. When I went to Comic-Con,
new trash you only put in there, but yeah.
Or I just put in.
I got to scan them, huh?
Scan them with the barcode scanner, so it's a lot easier to put them in. You can put them in really quick.
Even old stuff.
Oh, well, when did barcode start? In the 70s?
70s, mid 70s.
Yeah, so anything with a barcode.
I can go by all those barcode. Wow. When those came out, the church we went to, they were talking about how that was like of the devil. That was like a mark of the beast devil type thing. Yeah, the barcodes, universal product code was considered the devil. Woo!
You never know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding, everyone. So yeah, let's see. FF number 90 popped.
The real number 90.
Real number 90. Yep.
How many times have they? I don't know how many number 90s has it had, because have they gone back to?
Well, there's a bunch of volumes. Yeah, let's go. It pops,
deal.
It pops around pretty slowly. I've got so many comics, but
yeah.
Let's see. 98.
Now this is your list here. Or
that's
in general.
Yeah, this is
general. Okay.
General, yeah. So volume 1. Let's see. Why is it going out of order? There we go. Put it back in the right order. You can sort by any of the headings, just like a spreadsheet there. I wish I had that FF25.
I used to have that one. Damn it. Put one foot in front of the other.
No more renumbering. Yeah. I've got Amazing Spider-Man number 1. That's always love to say. So let's see here.
Apparently the devil needs inventory of souls before he collects them. I'm not kidding. When was the church we went to? Because we were told that's scary. I mean, I was taught to be I remember when it was on my comics after hearing all that crap, I was scared.
Yeah.
I was scared. That was around, I don't know, 75, 6, somewhere up in there.
Yep.
Yeah, you heard that too, apparently. Yep. No, Steven heard that too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's so stupid.
Well, I remember I was, my sister's a lot younger than me, so she came back from church, and like, the priest said that you listen to Black Sabbath, you're probably going to go to hell. It's like, I think there's a lot worse out there that I can do. So, but yeah, she was all upset. She's a lot younger than me. Yeah, so here's Torgo's 91.
I don't know, Nerd Boy. We can try to find out for you in a minute. So what you got? Number 90?
Yeah, I got 90. Is that where it starts?
It's got scrolls.
Yeah, scroll to that's where it's. And I don't have that one. I better buy that. I'm missing that one. How did that happen? Inconceivable.
Aren't you missing a few?
Yeah, I'm missing a few. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I was trying to go from 50 up, but now they're getting so damn expensive. Yeah.
Oliver Belamonte says, I never knew way back in 1939 that the Superman #1 comic was 10 cents at auction itself for. Yeah, all but a couple of instances were 10 was the first actual cover price was 10 cents until around 1960, 61, something like that, when it went up to 12. But I mean, there were exceptions where they had higher prices, but the standard cover price was 10. Now this is a comic book geek story that I used to be. I remember when I started buying comics as a kid in the 70s, and they were 20, then like 25 cents when I really started able to go get them a lot. I had to hear this crap from the adults, like uncle stuff, like, oh my God, comics are 25 cents now? When I bought them. And again, well, they were a nickel when I bought them. And I used to get so aggravated with that kind of stuff. Yeah, man, they were a nickel when I was a kid. So eventually I developed a chip on my shoulder about that, right? And when I got into the comic book, because every time I would see pictures of old comic books at that point, I would see 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents. Nah, they were a nickel. And I started looking in price guide, the price guides, and I'm pretty sure, no, the cover price was, I argue with them, say it was 10. No, I'm telling you, they were a nickel. Well, we're gonna nip this nickel crap in the bud. So I developed a vendetta over it. When I started running a comic shop, I did the research. Because, and then I had to come up with a theory after that. But first, Fawcett had, I think, 2 different comics with a nickel cover price, and that was Nickel Comics. It was actually called Nickel Comics. And then Bullet Man. So I researched this. Phantom Outsider, that's exactly what I was about to say. And back in the 80s, when I started looking to it and saying, look, what's happening, and Phantom Outsider touches on it, when they were kids, it's not that they're lying. They do have some memory in there about paying a nickel, because barbershops used to get comics back from the returnable comics from the drugstores with the covers half torn off. Because, back then, comic books were returnable. If you were the newsstands or the barbershops, newsstands or the drugstores, they could rip half the cover off, send it back, and get their money back. And then a lot of those, they were told just to throw the comics away, but a lot of them put stacks of them up there for a nickel.
Yeah, so the cover price wasn't a nickel, yeah.
Yes. And so that's I remember this was back in the early 80s. I was so aggravated with them saying that to me all the time. I went out of my way to do all this research, and I found out basically that's what was going on. So they didn't understand. But I said, okay, you may have paid a nickel, but that wasn't the cover price, except for there are about 2 or 3 comics that had a nickel cover price, and that's it.
They owe you a nickel for every time they said that.
If I had a nickel, as I say.
So you did want to know how many volumes of the FF there were, right?
I don't know if I
number
do.
7.
Oh my God.
So that's the latest one.
Oh my God. Wow, D-Bud, there were 12 cents when D-Bud started buying them. There were 20 cents when I started buying them. But not too long after I started buying them, they went up to 25. I'm so young.
I'm sure you bought this cover too. Look how beautiful that is.
Not Brett. I'm old. No way you're old, though. You're not old. Oh, that looks like an ice. You didn't buy that trash, did you?
No, I didn't buy that. No.
That looks like, what is that there? What is that? What is that?
It's an alternative cover. Well, when they did the new Fantastic Four.
Dribble.
So when they did, whenever they have a new, let me download covers now. So whenever they come out with a new series, let's see how many covers they had.
7. Look at that crappy Frank Miller cover. Come on, Frank. You just stop drawing.
That's
Holy
scary.
Jesus.
A lot of his art, I've never really liked his art that much, I have to say.
I've liked some of his old stuff, but that's nice.
So that's a variant. Who did that cover?
Is it Steve Root or somebody doing a Kirby?
Well, they're saying Jack
Or is it-
Kirby.
Or is it
Is
a
that
Kirby
actual?
cover? This is a Kirby pinup. They recolored it and they re-inked it and stuff, but it is Kirby. Technically
Kirby, okay.
Kirby, because it's from a Kirby pinup.
Okay.
But to hell with them for
It would have
using
been.
that.
It was a would have been a pinup in one of the
Yeah,
one of the issues. Yep. J. Scott Campbell, I think. There, right?
yeah. There was only one volume in the FF Fantastic, exactly. And then in the early 90s, all the others are not Fantastic Four. Yes, sir. I'm with you. I'm with you, D-Bud. Is that an Alex Ross covers are nice.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's good.
But I wouldn't buy that dribble.
But Mr. Fantastic looks like a badass there, which he should be. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a nice one.
Is that Ross too? Yeah, that's Ross,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah.
But
look how many
Ross
covers.
book. That's a nice book. I mean, yeah, the covers are fine.
So this is we're up to issue 2.
Yes. What in the holy hell is that? What?
So the
Are you
L, they
kidding
did
me?
up to the letter L for covers. So what numbers the alphabet's letter L? How many?
Couldn't it? Maybe they should have
So
done
how many is
44
that?
covers.
Yeah, so they do it, bazillion
'Cause it's
variant
number one,
covers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's such a waste.
Alex Ross's thing, not bad. Yeah.
I mean, that's $5, dude. Who buys all those variants? Let me tell you something. I'm sorry, folks, this is gonna sound I don't care what it sounds like. If you dropped $5 to buy on every one of those variants of that new FF book that just came out, number one, you are a moron.
It's going to be worth a lot of money.
You are an idiot. Because if you're only doing, first of all, why do you want that? It's just a different cover. Now look, if you honestly bought like the covers that you liked, I can understand that. I mean, it's still, you want to waste money. I mean, how many did you say there were?
L, up to letter L.
Holy crap. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. I don't even want to count.
So that's 12. 12 different
12
covers.
friggin' variants. Okay. Look, times $4.99. Isn't it $4.99 or is it $5.99 now?
Well, you get your 20%. It's $3.99. 20% discount if you buy.
It's $3.99. It went down.
Certain books are $3.99. Certain books are $4.99.
Okay, $3.99. That's number 2 though. That's not number 1.
But back when I was a
$3.99.
kid, they were a nickel.
Of course, some of them were. Oh my God! What good is a nice covering Garbaggio? Indeed, that's a nice cover. But so what? I mean, I guess that means you have. But I don't know. Ugh. Oh my God! What the hell? The Fantastic Furries.
Chris
that
Zulu.
makes me want to punch things. Chris, I want to punch you, sir. I know it's violence. Kidding, everybody. I don't want to punch anybody. Yeah, that's an okay
cute
cover.
Cats. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
J25. I'd buy that for a nickel. You gotta be friggin' kidding me.
I do like the Alex Ross ones, but that costs you a ton of money to buy them.
If you bought every cover, though, okay, 12 times $3.99. I don't want to do the math if you want to do it, but even with a 20% discount, that's just stupid.
How about the Planet of the Apes variant cover?
Why are you doing it?
Don't know.
What?
Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes.
They have a Planet of the Apes variant cover for Fantastic Four.
Covers that out yet?
What?
I'm trying to goggle it.
What do you mean for FF?
Yeah, for FF. Yeah.
Oh Jesus! See,
variant
it just goes to show you
everywhere.
You have no confidence in your interior comic book. So you got the stupid variant gimmick. I'm sorry, folks. If you like gimmicky variant covers, don't feel judged by me. I just don't get it, man. I like a good cover as much as the next guy, but man, the last few new comics I bought were some of those anniversaries they did recent of the past few years. Like when Action Comics 1000 came out, I bought one, and I bought the 60s one. Of course, Hunger's going to be mad at me because it was a Mike Allred cover, but it looked like a throwback to the 60s. But they had the cover for each era, that I can kind of understand. It was number 1,000. What in the hell is this about? What
Silver Surfer #1, Planet of the Apes variant cover.
Marvel got a hold of Planet of the Apes?
Somehow, I guess. Venom
Marvel's
16.
Marvel's got their whole line with Planet of the Apes variant cover. I'm gonna vomit all over Marvel's face. Why? Why would you do this? I love Planet of the Apes. Man, you guys are just being disgraceful. Cardinal Sin, what's up, dude? For the for the 1999 Super Sticker. Thanks, buddy. I hope you had a great night and a great New Year's.
Said you are amazing.
Hey, Andy Masterson, what's up, brother?
Andy,
good to see you.
How was leg day, Andy?
Huh?
He said Andy posted on Twitter what he did for New Year's. He said legs. He was doing
cool.
Leg day at the gym.
I hope you had a great whatever the holidays did for you leg day. All right, so good to see you, Andy, brother. Oh, Jesus, that looks like shit.
I mean, everyone send that to the Clobberin Times' P.O. box right away.
Why would they? I don't understand. Why would you do this?
Well, that's Peach Momoko. Very famous. I'm probably saying her name wrong. She's very famous. No, I'm not talking
about that.
Yeah.
The art sucks. I'm talking about why you think that people care about combining the Marvel characters with Planet of the Apes. I love Planet of the Apes. The Hulk Planet. Why? Who? Why do they think anyone wants that? And
that's the variant covers are selling. Just making more money. They hope you buy a couple of versions of it. And Andy says painful. Hope your recovery day is better.
So, Kal-El, full disclosure, I do find lenticular covers to be kind of cool. Yeah, they're cool. But in order for me to get that kind of type of variant cover, I have to like the artwork itself. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the people who buy every one because they think they have to. If you like the art on it, hey, buy it. Sure.
This one's not bad.
That.
Iron Man, not bad.
Some of the art on these is not bad. I'm just saying it's a dumb idea. Wolverine on the Planet of the Apes looking for Taylor.
Get your paws off of me.
Take paws off me, you damn dirty ape.
As he slices all the apes to death in 30 seconds.
But see, none of these are pertaining to the story inside.
Yeah, so that's a cool cover, but
why are you doing this? It's so Marvel, you're so stupid.
Deadpool. Who
Jesus
did that cover?
God, man. Mike McCone. He's a nice guy. I like him. I don't know. I mean, he got a gig. He got paid fine. I met him. He's a nice guy.
Planet of the Apes license moves to Marvel. There we go.
So, but that's fine. Just do a Planet of the Apes comic. You're going to suck at it anyway because you're Marvel. But put them on the superhero covers.
Like again, let's see. That's kind of cool. I mean, that's like if you did a poster for that, I have to say that's a kind of a cool poster. Is that an FF
or is it a Silver Surfer comic?
It's Scarlet Witch. Oh no, it's Silver Surfer, Ghostlight #1, Planets of the Apes. So that must be a new Surfer series,
I guess.
Or maybe it's a one shot. But that is kind of a cool cut. Like if you have like a fun poster on your wall,
Yes.
Mirror universe.
Galactus. There's
Scarlet Witch.
All these characters go, why are we on the Planet of the Apes? Because we think it'll sell comic books. It's not like it's part of the story, right? They're not really in there.
Yeah, can't be, yeah. So
stupid. God,
Planet of the Apes theme variants come as Marvel prepares to tell new stories set in the world of the iconic franchise.
Yeah, but not with the superheroes.
Not with the superheroes, though, right?
Yeah. Marvel's had Planet of the Apes franchise before. They had it in the 70s. I love those old black and white Planet of the Apes magazines.
Yep.
Boy, this is stupid. It's just because can you see them? I guess it's going to be Planet of the Wokes.
Yeah, so I guess they're announced new omnibus of classic Planet of the Apes comics. Well, that's always nice to do some omnibuses of those comics. Yep. But,
Ghost. What is an episode of Doctor Who? That'd be Ghost Light. Will be my guess. Although there was, did they have some other ones like Ghost in the title. I can't remember, but Ghostlight was a Sylvester McCoy episode of Doctor Who. Cardinal Sin for $4.99. Thank you for the super chat, dude. I guess that's what he's asking for. Let's see. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I mean, look, Ghosts of Mars. That was a movie though. That's not the. Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand why they got the Planet of the Apes license. I mean, look, I love, and look, this looks like the original Planet of the Apes too. I love it. I'm a fan of the original Planet of the Apes. Why is there a market for that right now? Those last movies, it didn't even do any good, right? It didn't even make any.
Well, I think they did pretty well, relatively well. They
yeah,
enough
but
to
these
do
look
three.
like they're based on the old.
This is the original. Yeah, this is the original.
So why does Marvel think that's going to do anything?
Well, I'd rather them do the original stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they said it's coming back to Marvel because they own Alien and Predator now. So Disney's going to go on everything soon enough. Yep. So all new stories. The legendary science fiction franchise has spanned over 5 decades, with media including comics, books, films, television series, video games, and toys. So,
I mean, why do you think that's a viable line? I'm just curious.
Hey, they've got to mine everything now, right? Everything old is. Right?
I'm actually just asking from a serious standpoint, though.
Yeah,
I said, I love the old Planet of the Apes. No one's milked that for a long time, granted, but the current one in progress are those Matt Reeves movies or whatever, or those those Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which is I didn't like the second one, Dawn of Planet of the Apes. I didn't watch War on the Planet, but there's not a lot of merch on that stuff, right? Now,
no.
But I think IDW did it for a while. But I'm just wondering why they think that's going to do them any good. Look at it. Again, the art looks pretty good on that.
It looks good,
If it weren't Marvel, I might buy it. Or I'd look into it. If there were going to be new stories. So I'm fine with that. I'm not. Yeah, what I'm asking is, why do they think anybody cares enough to buy that right now? I mean, other than old timers like me might be interested, and I don't want anything to do with Marvel.
Well, it's not. It's not a. I mean, I'm sure that. It's
young people.
Something that's popular with us oldies.
I don't want to know Dr. Zayas's pronouns. Oh my God, man!
So we'll see what they do with the stories, but maybe they're priming this for a new movie series. Maybe that's hey, let's come up with a line of comic books, and but no one's buying comics, unfortunately, these days. But
nobody buys
comics. It gets it in the new, except some idiot that I don't know. But you wonder what they've got the IP like J25 is saying, so. They own it, so let's put some stuff out there. And I'm always an optimist, so hopefully there'll be, if you had art like that throughout a whole issue, that'd be pretty damn cool. If because these days you don't get good art.
Right. My concern would be these new writers, these new people, they wouldn't know how to write a Planet of the Apes story.
Yeah, well, you're probably right, but
not going to bring back Doug Mensch and Mike Plug or anything like that. I like their stories that Doug Mensch and Mike Plug did called Terror of the Planet of the Apes. That was in the Planet of the Apes black and white magazine, which I think I have almost every issue of from the 70s. That was a good mag.
Okay.
That was a pretty good mag. And that story took place sort of like in between the years of many years before Taylor and years after Verdon and Burke, like a TV show, somewhere in the middle of there, I believe. But it was, or maybe before they got there.
It's a great universe. There's a lot of stories you could tell. Like you're mentioning, the TV show was good, and
I love that show.
So I mean, it doesn't have to be locked onto the main characters all the time too. I love that Terminator TV show, Sarah Connor Chronicles. I think that was probably the best Terminator we got. I did like T3. A little. I did like T3. I have to say, a lot of people didn't, but I did like T3. I thought there were some good moments, and of course they gave you the Terminator War. Finally, it's happening, you know. But then they botched the rest up. You know, we're going to see this cool. Finally, get to see the the War of the Machines. Totally botched, but that's another story. But I thought the Sarah Connor Chronicles was fantastic. The way they were telling that story. I love that TV show. I think it was 2 seasons or 3
Was it
seasons. I
that
think only
much?
2, right? It did
Wasn't there
get
just one?
no. It did
Was
get
it
2
two?
seasons, at least 2 seasons. Well, someone
Huh.
help me out in the chat, but
I
I did
watched.
love
I
that
didn't
show.
watch it for a while. I don't know if
Yeah,
I saw it all, but it didn't last
and that
long.
and that was before Lena Headey became a massive star. And you had the girl from Firefly as
Summer
Cameron.
Glau was in that.
Summer Glau was in that, and who was the other who played John Connor's father? It was Brian, the guy from Beverly Hills 90210, who was married to Megan Fox at the
Kyle
time. I
Reese is
think.
in it.
Yeah. So there was some, and there was one of the most touching scenes in that they did. They had, because of the time travel, then Reese was able to go back and see himself playing catch with his dad. And it was a real tearjerker of a scene. It was just, because he knows his dad's going to pass, and he can't interfere. He can't, Captain Affinity's not here, but he can't mess up, certain things in the past. So they had some rules, and
Good
he's just
night, D
watching
Bud.
himself. Good night, D Bud. Watching himself play. He's like, those are those moments that you miss not miss as a kid, but some of the most simple things you wish you could go back in time and, hey, just play catch with dad again. How much would you pay to be able to do that again as a kid? When you don't think anything of it when you're a kid, and if you've lost your
Right.
dad or a parent, so they really had some nice touching scenes and some interestingly written stories in that show that expanded the universe. Then we got I turned off the latest movie as soon as, I'm going to spoil it for everyone. Close your ears. It's been out long enough. But Dumb Fate, I just
everyone
when
knows
they
what
kill,
happens.
yeah, everyone knows that when they I'm
Kill
watching
John
it.
Connor.
They killed John Connor. I just turned it off.
If I'd been at the theater, not that there's any chance of that. If I had been, I'd have walked out. I mean that. I mean,
Yeah.
if I if I was one of these just a normie that liked the movies and didn't know what was going to happen, and went to see it just because which is no one like us would ever go see if we love it. But I'd say, what did you just do? The only thing that might keep me from walking out was going, oh, they're going to do something to fix that at the end, but they don't, of course.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for that, Oliver.
Maybe
yeah,
that's
it
a
was
joke, or maybe that's not meant to happen.
Yeah.
That was a stupid ass Cameron's idea.
Stupid.
There you go.
Yeah,
2
Brian
seasons.
Austin. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah.
Brian
He
Austin
played
Green.
Derek
Yeah.
Reese's uncle. His uncle. Okay.
2 seasons. It had 2 full seasons.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, 2 and the
2 full how many episodes?
There was a scene at the end of the first season that was all these agents get wiped out by the Terminator, and then one of the agents survived. It was just brilliantly filmed. It was really chilling. I don't know if you watched it when it came out, or I know it got.
I
then
think
the third
I watched it for a
it
while.
ended
I
on a
must have
cliff.
stopped.
It ended on a
I don't know
cliffhanger.
why. Shit, I didn't realize it lasted that long. How many episodes?
Well, you better go watch it right now. Damn it!
Yeah, I better.
When I tell you to watch something, you got to watch it, right?
How dare me not watch that?
Come on,
I need to
get right on that.
But seriously, I
you don't remember?
didn't know it was that many of them. I remember the show.
Man. Well, I don't know how many episodes there were, but
it didn't seem. I thought it got cut short, like
I think the
like
Firefly
or something.
Too.
Because they didn't have a lot of seasons. They didn't have a lot of episodes. I know that much. It wasn't that many episodes. Yeah.
Let's see. We got the power of the interwebs.
By the power of Google.
Yeah. So Cromartie, the guy that played Cromartie, was really good. James Ellison's good. Yeah. Summer. Yep. So let's see. So there's the cast there. And yeah, Brian Austin Green. So let's see.
The main agent's
31.
name was Ellison. That's why. Oh, they're 31, huh?
Yeah, 31. Yeah. So I think the writer's strike might have messed. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So the first season, I don't know if it was a writer's strike or if it was a mid-season replacement. Mm-hmm. I never trust my premiered in January, so it must have been a mid-season replacement. Yeah, 9 episodes. Yeah, highest rated new scripted series of 27-28. Yeah, renewed, and then May 18th, 2009. Despite fan efforts, does it sound familiar, everyone?
Yeah.
Fox Entertainment president announced Fox would not renew the show for a 3rd season. So what were the ratings?
The same
on
idiot
this
that
guy?
did that to Firefly, or no?
Probably.
They said that was a woman that did that. I tell you that how I went to Dragon Con one time and there was this kid dressed up like in a suit, but he put all kind of like blood and he was all beat up, like like he was, and like he had something like a knife sticking out of him, like at a hangman or noose or something. He said, and he had a sign that says Fox exec who cancer Firefly. But I hear it was a chick. I don't know.
Yes, they got about 8 million viewers. So let's see, season 2. All right, it did go down 655. Yeah, 5. Of course, those are killer numbers now, but I guess the ratings weren't great. Oh, but the show was just so good. 5. Yeah, so it did.
Too good to live.
Too good to live. That's what happened. Yeah, the ratings.
I'll probably go back and watch it if it's. I don't even know where it is, but they probably didn't do it DVDs or anything, did they?
I think they did DVDs of this. Yeah.
Mm.
So, but it was I guess the ratings went down, but yeah, it was a good one. It was one of my favorites. So, of course, anything good like that, like The Tick, gets canceled too soon. Yeah. So
damn. Well, everybody.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, Gal said the only good thing to come from that dumpster fire was the Terminator Genesis movie, was the reissue of the Nike Vandal sneakers in 2015.
Yeah, it's fat cult. Oh my goodness. Well, everyone, we started out on all these different all this crazy downer news. Been a weird start to a year, but let's go wrap it up here. Any closing words for you, sir?
Well, no, just that was to reiterate. Yeah, hope that player's okay, and Jeremy Renner's okay, and Uche got that sad news to hear about that.
Sad about Uche.
But
rest in peace, Uche.
Rest in peace, Uche. I think Toxic Tuesday tomorrow. I think we're doing Revenge of the Nerds, and we probably should get Raquel on as a panelist on that to talk about the difference between a nerd and a geek. I don't know if Nick is doing a show. I got to check because there wasn't anything posted, so I don't know if he's skipping this week or we're going to next week. We are doing. Okay.
It was supposed to be. I thought so.
Well, I'm the show clipper, so I didn't see. I've been
I
out
check
and about.
if you have to do clipping.
Yeah. But I think we're doing. I think it's Revenge of the Nerds.
I heard him say that.
Okay, but I was checking.
Yeah, you better double check.
I always double check because I did check the wrong movie. And, one of my buddies, actually, his dad was actually the second unit director on that movie. So
wow.
I don't think he'd want to come on my YouTube show, but or Nick's YouTube show, I should say. But yeah, but I did ask my friend if he had any pies left, and he said no. But that movie, that's a movie it would not get made today.
No.
So
I'm going to be very toxic.
I'm going to tell Nick to make that one 18 and over from the start. Yeah, because that's definitely a toxic movie. But I remember seeing that in the movie theater and laughing like crazy. So it was that was a good surprise. When you go to a movie and you're like, let's see what's out. Probably not going to be good. We couldn't stop laughing. So
yeah.
Yep.
That's
so
crazy,
Toxic Tuesday, and of course, shorts and videos. Hopefully during the week, go buy Comic Base if you're a comic book collector. Tell them I sent you, and just look. And Saturday Night Star Trek is back, so I'm sure you'll talk about that. So
yeah,
Dadman's here. Hey,
Dadman, buddy. Yeah. So let's see here what we got going on. I suppose I will be with Tom and the gang tomorrow night on Midnight's Edge After Dark. And then Wednesday night, I'll be on here back, of course. I guess I never know for sure, but Loki's Comic Book Roundtable probably, and then my Wednesday night show. Fun with you guys. Thursday night with Tom and the gang again, and that's of course at 6. But then back to the clubhouse, kicking off the clubhouse for 2023 with Raquel and Mark. Everybody, of course. Friday night I'll be hanging out with my buddy Dad Man. He has, of course, please, if you have not already, there's a link to his channel in my description below. Please go to the bottom of and down there and please subscribe to Dad Man's channel and my good friend Dad Man. I was very honored to have been on his show with him this past Friday night, and he will be on again. It'll be 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, and I will be joining him to talk a little bit more about the NFL and stuff this coming Friday night. Then at 8:30 Central, I'll go over to Nick with the Comic Shop Boys. Probably, I'm sure be hanging out with them. And then Saturday night Star Trek is back to kick off 2023. And then and then of course you got to do the Geekery Sunday night.
Yep, we'll be back with the Geekery. Yep, we too much holiday stuff going on, so kids are back from college, so hanging out.
Okay.
So I'm sure that we're
forward to that.
Looking forward to that. Yep.
Yeah, so we'll do that. And again, everyone, for those who don't know, I hope I haven't seen any new developments for Jeremy Renner, but big, best wishes for him to turn out to be okay. I sure hope he's going to make it. Good actor, and just a well-loved individual by fans everywhere for different things. So hope he's okay. I haven't seen anything on DeMar Hamlin right before I came onto the show tonight. In the Bengals-Bills game, one of the Bills player, DeMar Hamlin, collapsed after hitting somebody, not getting hit, hitting somebody. He stood up and collapsed. And they actually, this is unprecedented in NFL history. They gave him CPR and everything. They canceled the rest of the game. This was early in the first quarter, and they canceled the game. Their fans still out there by the hospital. This is in Cincinnati. The Bills were on the road in Cincinnati, playing a crucial NFL game. So I hope he will be all right. And then again, as we mentioned, Uche, who was had a YouTube channel called The Observant Lineman, and he was former Jacksonville Jags player and a friend to I didn't know him well, but I had a lot of mutual friends with his. He was good friends to the Jeremy and those Geeks and Gangers guys over there, and he knew Gary with Nerdrotic, and he Nerdrotic, and knew a lot of the Drunk Repo and all those guys. He was friends with a lot of those people. A lot of people some people I know. And postponed Donnie. Yeah, it was they postponed it. Yes. So far we think it's postponed now.
Yeah,
anyway.
it's suspended. Suspended until they decide what they're going to do.
What I mean is they've never done that. Okay, it's canceled for tonight, and that's never happened. You get rain delays and weather delays and stuff, but for the most part,
they started doing that with like lightning.
This never happened because of an injury. So, but anyway, thank you, Donnie, by the way. Anyway, it's just a terrible, terrible loss. Uche was, didn't know him. I know he and I didn't, from what I know from seeing reviews and things he said on, he and I didn't agree on much, but I also know that a lot of people say the same thing. They didn't agree with him, but they really liked him as a person. He was a wonderful fellow, and they thought he was a good dude, and he was friends with people all over the place, whether they agree, all over the belief spectrums. In other words, he was friends with people, whether he agreed with them or not. I think that's all you can ever ask anybody. And so, unfortunately, at the shocking young age of 38, he has passed away on the 30th, just a few days ago. It was just announced tonight, though, that I think our community in the YouTube community was just made aware of it just earlier today. And Dadman, who's a Jags fan, says Uche was a bright spot for the Jags even after he retired. Yes, he's very well loved and loved again in all these in our YouTube community here. It's just sad. And so
well, they said preliminary results indicate a possible heart attack pending test
possible
results.
Heart attack.
Not that it, matters that much. But unfortunately, the speculation just is looks like unfortunately
Yes.
a heart attack. Yep, collapsed
Damn.
at home. Yep, or at his wife's house, I think. Yeah.
Yes. And thank you, Donnie. I hear you. So big clobbering times. Shout out and just condolences and rest in peace to Uche. So I want to thank everybody for being here with us tonight. I'll play us out with these. I'll play us out with these messages, and then we'll go a little silent for a minute for him, and then. But thank you all. Have a great night, everybody. Good night, everybody.